Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of my series Road to Global Elite, Learning CSGO to CS Veteran. I just want to start this video by saying, oh my god, thanks so much for all the support. I totally didn't expect this series to take off in the way it has done so fast, so hopefully I'll be able to keep the quality high and this will be a great series. So moving forward, after the last game, what I wanted to improve on was my spray and also just positional things. So for example, if I was in CT spawn or in B and they're rushing and I wanted to do a few flashes, I wanted to have a way of being able to anti-flash and stop them from rushing and basically be able to peek out and get a few kills while they're blind or distracted. So what I did is watched a few demos like the one on screen, and what I noticed was people using the underarm throw. So this is done by holding a flash or any kind of grenade and using the alternative fire, and it throws it underarm and it goes a much shorter distance and it's harder to dodge if you time it correctly. So it's really easy to do and it's actually quite effective because flashbangs in CSGO aren't really too powerful. If you don't turn around in 1.6 you can be blind for quite a while, whereas in CSGO it seems to fade away very quick. So yeah, it's a nice way of making opponents actually take the flash head on rather than being able to turn away quickly and turn back. So it's definitely a good addition to your game.
I go one. Hey guys, I got short.
I push me low.
Okay. Nice. Already won, bro.
So after watching a few demos, I felt pretty pumped up and pretty ready for this game. So I played maybe about 5 minutes of deathmatch just to make sure my sensitivity was warmed up and then jumped into this game.
Okay. Well.
So as you can see, I ended up B by myself and I did end up rushing in the end. I got 0 kills. It was actually really poor on my part. It's something that I'm also wanting to work on, is my pistol skills, because it's a huge change from 1.6. In 1.6, in that same situation, what you'd be best off doing is just slowly tapping and aiming for the head. In CSGO it just doesn't seem to work. It seems to be a lot more about spamming it, which is what I was trying to do then. I did a lot of damage but got no kills, but that's something for me to work on. Also positionally, I played on the platform. In hindsight, that's actually quite a bad position to play by yourself at B, because if they rush you and you don't hit your first few shots, they're going to kill you while you're reloading and it's going to be much harder for your team to retake it. So if there's 2 of you playing in B, I'd say it's fine and do maybe a crossfire with 1 person around car and 1 person on the platform, but by yourself you probably want to just play outside the window, try and get a kill as they rush in and then retake with the rest of your team.
3 short. Oh my god, all low. 4 short. All very low.
Oh fuck.
Nice! Well played, guys, well played.
So as you can see, the opposition rushed short that round. I had a teammate on there who played there and who got killed, but his communication was brilliant. He called exactly how many players were there, he called it the low HP, and he called it the 4 rushing. So that's pretty much what won us around. It's not the kills himself, it was actually him giving good communication, so we had 3 people actually watching short and shooting them as they rushed out. So that was brilliant.
One on the middle.
So that was an example of perfect communication the round before, followed by awful communication. So I was B by myself, but my teammate said I've got middle at the start of the round. He didn't say anything else for the rest of the round. He didn't say that he wasn't covering mid or that he was going to a different place. He just said I've got middle. Then nothing happened. Then suddenly I was watching B tunnels thinking that's the only place they can come out of, and mid is clear and mid is covered. So then the next thing I know, I hear footsteps, the guy runs in. I felt my spray was okay, but he didn't go down for quite a few bullets and I didn't hit the headshot on the first bullet, so I got swarmed and died and we ended up losing the round. So the next few rounds went pretty terrible. They kept on rushing A and we weren't getting our entry frags. Also myself at B, I was probably too slow rotating to A. You can see the bomb on the radar and you can see enemy players on the radar if your teammates have vision. So really that's a good excuse for rotating early and leaving your position if they are rushing. So I was a bit slow doing that and basically we just weren't hitting our shots, myself included. So in this round on the screen now, we're still eco. We actually end up playing 4 players in A because every single round the opposition were just rushing A or playing a picking game, getting those picks on short or long and then rushing A. We ended up still losing this round and we're actually 7-1 down at this stage. There is one person on our team who is complaining all the time and calling people noob for no reason, even though he was actually bottom on the scoreboard. But the atmosphere wasn't too bad. So at the end of that round, what I ended up saying to my team was, come on guys, we can actually still win. Just get 5 rounds as CT and we'll smash them as terrorists. I wasn't actually too confident that we would smash them as terrorists because at this stage no one was hitting the shots. But it's always better to play in a nice atmosphere where people actually believe they can win. So you can see the guy who is raging and being a dickhead to everyone decides to start a vote to kick someone on our team. This will probably happen quite a lot in matchmaking, and the best way to get around it is to just ignore it. Just act like it didn't happen, vote no, and don't acknowledge him, because if you have a go at him, he's going to have it go at you back, and the atmosphere is just going to plummet. And again, this round, it's a perfect example of what a bad player with a bad attitude can do. So they ended up coming to B a bit slowly here. They went through mid and through tunnels. I get the kill there, and there's only me and one other guy who happens to be the knobhead in B. I say I've got tunnels, and he says he has window. But as you can see, he's by the car. He doesn't have window at all. So as I can't watch 3 places at once, I have to just do what I said I would do on the mic and watch tunnels. So I hide behind the box so I can't be seen from window and mid and end up getting orbed through the smoke as it's fading. And of course, the guy who's bottom of our team, who has barely any kills, decides it's everyone's fault but himself.
What the fuck is that position, noob?
So yeah, it can be pretty tempting when you hear things like that, especially from someone who's not playing very well, to just turn around and have a go at him back. But all I said was, oh yeah, good point, maybe I should have watched all 3 places at once. So kind of passive aggressive, but you know, it's better than raging. And we then ended up going on to win the round, so we ended up at 7-2 at this stage.
Nice, good job, good job. Nice. I'm coming B, bumpy. I'm flashing. Bump down.
So the next few rounds went really well. Everyone was calling everything that they were seeing and communicating really well, except obviously for the guy who was a bit of a dickhead. So we were picking up rounds and it ended up getting to 7-2, 7-3, 7-4 and 7-5, and the atmosphere was really good. We made sure we didn't give away stupid rounds. For example, on the screen now, it was a 2v1 in our favour and we had the bomb. The guy on the enemy team was in spawn and was trying to basically pick us with an AWP. So I called on the mic, just fall back, I'll flash for you, get in B, don't give him an easy pick. We'll play for time and make sure we win the round, and we did.
Bomb has been planted.
Good job, guys. Then you can see the bomb there.
Bomb has been planted.
So the first half went from being 7-1 down to 8-7 in our favour. As terrorist on T-Pistol, we decided to rush A. We got 3 anti-frags very quick, so I just planted for short because we had 2 teammates on short, just to make sure there was no ninja diffusers going to go down. The last guy was long, so we just ended up picking him. So the voice comms at this stage were very good. Everyone was happy and the spirits were high. Even the guy that was previously being a knobhead to everyone started being nice, or trying to be nice. But to be fair, if everyone listened to him before and he had his way, we'd probably end up losing this game 16-1, so, you know, take from that what you will. So this round should have actually been the first gun round. It turns out the enemy didn't actually buy, but we didn't know that at this stage. As I had the best spawn for B, like I mentioned in the previous video, it should be your goal to just get into B as fast as possible. Expect to die, it doesn't matter if you die, as long as you get the call off and your team can get in B without being blocked in the tunnels. And as long as you win the round, that's the most important thing. That's what's going to matter to your rank most, and we did win the round. In this round, nothing was really cold, but we ended up going B quite slowly. No one else would take the initiative and try and get the information or get a frag. So I said on mic, I'll go in B and try and see who's in here. I saw one guy platform and then got rushed and managed to get a kill and nearly got the second kill. My spray just wasn't really that good on the second guy. Then flanked us in tunnels, but we managed to get the round.
Very nice.
So this game is coming to an end now. It ended up being 16-7 in our favour, so we won 15 rounds in a row to win. Personally, I felt I played quite well in terms of communicating and calling everything. I made sure people knew what I was watching and what I wasn't watching. One important thing I will say about this game is that it emphasises how important it is to not rage, and if you have someone on your team that starts raging and insulting, you are much better off just ignoring that person, acting like it's not happening, and try and get as many rounds as you can. CS is a very long game, it's 16 rounds. Just because you're 7 or 8-0 down doesn't mean that you can't win 7 or 8 rounds on that same side or on the side you're on now. It happens all the time in the pro scene, and it's probably more likely to happen in matchmaking. People go until all the time, people stop playing as well as they were, and if you start listening to people that are insulting you, you're going to play worse. Frag wise, I didn't play very well. I ended up being top of the scoreboard, but I didn't have many sick rounds. I was just getting 1 or 2 frags in a round, and I was missing some easy sprays and things like that. I was working on trying to spray, so aim for the head and control the spray this game. It didn't really work out too well for me, so that's something I actually spend a lot of time on after this game. And what I can say is the next game, which will be the next one in the series, I play much better. I get a lot of kills and some pretty sick rounds. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And before I forget, we did rank up this game, so the rank is now Distinguished Master Guardian. Our record is play 3, won 3, so we're on track.